Good morning, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to my morning news report right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. State officials say towns cannot postpone elections despite snowstorm. Tuesday's nor'easter will hit just in time for town meeting day for the second year in a row. Last year's storm caused many communities to postpone voting, causing a rift between state officials and town clerks. Secretary of State Bill Gardner said there are no excuses this time, and people should be prepared to brave the weather to head to the polls. Gardner said that under current state law, New Hampshire cities and towns cannot postpone Election Day voting because of weather. Last year, many towns opted to move voting because of a powerful storm that hit the Granite State at the same time. Litchfield was one of those towns, but town clerk of Litchfield said voting will be held as scheduled this time. She also said her office has been indicted with requests for absentee ballots, but they can only be given to those who qualify. Eileen and Lindsay Riddle were headed to the town hall in Pelham for their absentee ballot. They said they would like towns to have the ability to postpone elections if necessary. They could get their wish. A bill headed by State Senator Jeff Woodburn, Democrat of Whitefield, would clarify how towns should process in such cases, but it's far from being signed into law. The Attorney General's office said its Election Day hotline will be in operation Tuesday. Anyone who encounters issues while trying to vote can call 866-868-3703 to report a problem. The office will also have teams moving throughout the state to monitor the situation and help towns as needed. And by the way, the town of Washington has postponed voting today after New Hampshire Secretary of State said that's not allowed, and their voting will take place on Saturday, March 17th. Now let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
Oh, you don't look so hot. Rough night? Ugh. Oh, well, actually that's the problem. You're on antibiotics. Antibiotics can kill the good bacteria as well as the bad, and that's bad news for your tummy, unless you use Florastor. Unlike many other probiotics, it's naturally resistant to antibiotics and protects the good bacteria in your body. So, take some Florastor. Doctors, well, my orders. Be biotic, and drink plenty of fluids.
We don't have snow days for elections.
And so the show will go on. Secretary of State Bill Gardner says under current state law, New Hampshire cities and towns cannot postpone their Election Day voting because of weather.
And at the state level or at the local level, meetings can be postponed, but not elections that have official ballots.
Last year, many opted to move voting because of a similar storm that hit the Granite State at the same time. One of them being Litchfield, but its town clerk says voting will be held as scheduled this time around.
The show has to go on per the Attorney General's office and the Secretary of State. There will be no delays, no cancellations.
Brand says her office has been inundated with requests for absentee ballots, but they can only be given to those who qualify.
Disability, and if they're going to be out of town.
Elaine Blanchet and Lindsay Riddle were going to Town Hall in Pelham today for their ballots. The two say they'd like to see towns have the ability to postpone if necessary.
Especially at this vote, we're not voting for state representative, president. That may be a different thing.
And they could get their wish. A bill spearheaded by State Senator Jeff Woodburn would clarify how towns should proceed in cases like this. But it's far from being signed into law.
This should be focused on the voter, the ease of the voter, the safety of the voter. They should be driving the process.
And now the Attorney General's office says he will have an election day hotline. That number is currently running at the bottom of your screen. He also says he'll have a number of teams throughout the state to monitor the situation and assist towns if needed. We're live here in Litchfield tonight. I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that brings us to our question of the day. Do you think towns should be able to postpone town elections to, like, the next day due to a snowstorm or not? Comment below and let us know. And if you agree with Jeff Woodburn, also let us know as well. We want to hear from you. That does it for our morning news report right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I'll see you back here later on today for another news report. Goodbye, everyone.